Hey guys, today's video is going to be how to make money in Cyberpunk 2077 using crafting. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video today as I need to explain a fair bit. I need to show you a couple of stages of crafting to show you how it progresses. So to start with, as always, once you've completed the intro to the game, you need to head down south. So once you unlock the full map, you can start doing this technically then, but you will need to do some side stuff, maybe a couple of main missions to get to the right level needed. So it's down south here. This is where the junk vendor is. It's next to the garage that has the weapons vendor that's stuck in the room with the locked doors. You have to get to him through the roof. If you've been there before, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just here in the middle of nowhere at this little camper van. And this is the guy you're looking for. But before that, you will need to be around level 12, or I say level 10, level 12, so that you have the Grease Monkey ability unlocked or available to unlock. And there's only 4 skills you need to be able to do this trick. It's not really a trick, it's within the game's mechanics, so technically it's not a trick or an exploit, it's just using crafting to make money. But you need Grease Monkey for the epic item, as you can technically do it before then using just rare items, but the profit isn't enough to worry about spending your time on. For an extra couple of levels waiting to unlock Grease Monkey, it will work much faster. So you just need your crafting item upgrades. You will need cost optimization, so the cost of the components needed to make the weapons are cheaper. And then you will also need your ex nihilo skill, so that you have a 20% chance to craft an item for free. So once you craft a free item, any money you make from it is pure profit. I would suggest while leveling to unlock mechanic, so that any components you get from disassembling can go towards crafting these weapons, as the less money you need to spend on making crafting components, especially early on. If you already have enough components to make a weapon or two, you don't really need to spend the money early on. You can get a whole chunk of profit to start with to like buy the mats in bulk, and that way you can make weapons in bulk as well. So with those skills, those 4 skills mainly that you need, so cost optimization, ex nihilo, and you'll need true craftsman and Grease Monkey to be able to start making good profit. And once you've unlocked the Grease Monkey, you will notice under crafting you will have this weapon available, which is the HJKE11 Yukimura, the epic version. From this, with the skills that you've just acquired, will reduce the amount of item components needed to 9 for the rare and uncommon, and 14 for the epic. So just to check the prices of those, for 9 uncommon it will cost you 54, for 9 rare it will cost you 108, and for 14 epic components it will cost you 252. That's a total of 414. Now, as you can see, for selling this weapon you make 615 from selling one. So for every one you craft, it will cost you 414. Selling it for 615 is a profit of 201. But with the ex nihilo, if you can craft one for free, you will gain 100% profit from the gun, which is 615. So let's just
we have unfinished business to attend.
Yes, I'm sure we do. So if I just check his inventory, yeah. So we recently just did a whole bunch of stuff with him. I was trying things out with clothing, but it doesn't work the same. The pricing of the clothing has changed now, and the cost of creating the clothing, so it's not cost effective anymore. You end up losing more money than you make, as you're not guaranteed to 100% of the time create free items. But as I said, with the HJ11 Yukimura, you can make a lot of profit. So let's have a look. The best way to do this, as I said, you need 14 epic but only 9 rare and 9 uncommon. So what I like to do to make sure it's cost effective, especially early on when you probably won't have a lot of money spare, so you have to kind of be a bit more frugal with it, is only buy the amount of materials needed to make the maximum amount of guns possible for every 24-hour reset. So as you can see, he's got 119 epic, but he has 173 rare and 126 uncommon, so you can always buy more of the ones that only cost 9, compared to the amount that costs 14. So what I like to do is I like to use times tables to make sure I'm only buying as many as I need, so I don't waste extra money on excess components that I can't use to make a full gun. So the closest to 119 in the 14 times table is 8 times 14, which is 112. So we'll only purchase 112 of those. So that was 8 times 14 for 112. As we know we need 9 of these per gun, we look at the 9 times table and we get 8 times 9, which is 72. So we'll purchase 72 of these, and we'll also purchase 72 of these. And that way, we've only spent as much as we need to craft those 8 guns that we're able to craft from the epic item components. That way, any free guns we make technically give us free components, as well as giving us free money. So I will go to crafting, and we come to Yukimura, and we know we can craft. I'll have more because I've been doing this a while, but pretend I didn't have any to start with, and I've only just purchased enough to make 8. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as you can see, the 6th one there was free because it didn't cost me any materials at all. So for that gun we make full profit on it, and we'll sell the 8 back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did forget to mention how much money I had before, but if you go back in the video and check, you will see that I've made full profit from that. I 100% have more than I started with. And you literally just do that over and over again. So I go to skip time, I wait 24 hours. And the best thing about this vendor being outside is I don't have to leave the store, I don't have to walk away, I don't have to wait for him to finish talking or anything. I can just instantly wait 24 hours and it's reset his items, and it's reset the amount of cash he has. So again, I'll do the same. So as you can see, we have 88041. And if I check out how many in the 14 times table, I can get as close to 199 as possible, which would be 196. Yeah, 196 for 14 times 14. So we've bought those. And then in the 9 times table, 14 is 126. Now, I don't have enough this time. It's very rare this happens, but I actually had more of the epic components than I did in the others. So just pretend we've bought 14 times of these, just for now, just to make things easier. It's not often that happens, but if you notice it happening, then buy less of these. Do the 9 times table first to try and get the right amount. That way you're not overspending on materials, you're only buying as many as you need. But we bought enough there to make 14 of these guns. So we'll go back into crafting and we'll make 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we go back in and we do the same as before. We sell 14. And that way, as you can see, we've made much more profit. So we had 88,000 before, we now have got 91,000. And that's the best way early on to make profit. Now, if, like me, you want to go the full tech route and you want to make as much money as possible later on, I'll just load my later on file. This is the one I made when I started the PS5 version, so it's the 1.5 save I started this with. It's not an old save file I've converted through. But all the prices are the same. I double checked, even from the old files to the new files, everything's been updated. But this one, as you will see, I've got Tech 20 unlocked. And I've also unlocked level 20 in crafting, which gives me this skill here, Crazy Science. So for every level of this, it increases my sale price on my items by 10%. But you can only get that once you're level 20 in technical ability, and you've you've leveled your crafting up to max level as well. And that's when you can unlock this skill. And the other thing you need to look towards is Edge Runner Artisan, which allows me to craft legendary items. So again, the only skills you'd really need for this is Ex Nihilo, True Craftsman, Grease Monkey, Edge Runner, and then cost optimization. The other ones are just a part of my build because I built completely towards smart weapons, because that way I didn't have to worry about not being good in combat from focusing on crafting by neglecting other skills. So that's the way I've done this. If you want to do the same, I'd suggest doing so, because it's an amazing build. It's a lot of fun. As you may have noticed, the new thing, the ninjutsu has replaced the stealth tree, so the skills from there aren't the same anymore, but I still grabbed cold blood just for the increased damage and the will to survive for the resistances. But back to crafting. So now we're tech level 20 and we've unlocked Edrunner Artisan, we can create legendary items. And as before, you get a Necromatter to craft for free just by unlocking that. And as you can see from there, this item sells for 1,430. It costs 14 blue, 14 purple, and 4 yellow components. And for the Necromatter, you will be spending a total of 532. So for the blue components, there's 168 for 14. The purple components are 252 for 14, and the 4 yellow components cost 112. That's 532. And selling it for 1,430, you're making a total profit of 898 per crafted gun. And then for every gun you craft for free is 1,536. And now the best part about doing it this way is, with the technical ability, not only do you get 20% for ex nihilo to craft an item for free, but while leveling up your skills, occasionally you'll get a bonus of 5% throughout. And I think you gain a total of like 35, maybe 40% in total to craft an item for free once you've maxed it up to level 20. And the RNG in this game can be very forgiving at times, where you can create 4, 5, maybe sometimes even 6 items in a row for free, or in a stack you can have like 20 or 30. Almost half of those may end up being free items, so the profit you make will be the full amount because you didn't spend materials to get them. And as you can see from the vendor, the amount of legendary items that he sells is relatively high, and it is always relatively high as well, which is fairly good. So early on, once you've made some profit, if you've already been doing the lower crafting and you've got a bunch of money spare, I would suggest buying a whole bunch of legendary item components, just buying the full stack, even though it's not cost effective to start with, because they require the least amount per crafting of the gun. As it's 4 for one gun but 14 of the other components, you're going to look at around 3 guns crafted for the amount of gold, the legendary item components it costs for each of the epic and the rare. As they're 14, you can make 3 crafts is 12, yeah. Whereas it's 14 just for one craft of those. So you need to buy much less of a less amount of these than you would any of the others. So let's have a look. How many do we have? I'm pretty sure I'm low on blues. Yeah. So I'm currently low on the blue area components because I spent a lot of them upgrading my equipment. But as you can see, I still have a lot of legendary item components from when I bought a whole bunch of them originally. I think I reset the day like a whole bunch of times, and I bought stack after stack. Unfortunately, as I said before, loot is random. So if you're lucky enough like me to find an Assurer, that's the weapon you will be building to make the most profit, as it requires the same amount of materials, but it sells for more. So with the Assurer, the profit you'll make per gun crafted is 1,004, and then 1,536 for every free craft. But it's not necessary. The amount that you make from the Necromatter still will suffice if you don't have the Assurer to build, so don't worry about if you don't have the Assurer, but if you do, I would suggest building that one instead. So the best thing about doing it at this stage in the game is you don't really need to be frugal with your materials anymore. You don't have to use your times tables to measure it out, because as soon as you bought a huge stack of the legendary components, and at this stage you're making a lot of items for free as well, all you have to do is just buy all the epics and then buy all the rare item components, and that's it. And no matter what you do, you're going to make profit. So as you can see, he's got what I like to do at this point is I like to break a calculator out, and then I will say how much money he has, which is 15,133, and then I like to divide that by how much the gun sells for, which is 1,536. So we divide that by 1,536. That would be 9.8. So you're looking at 9 guns to craft to clear him out of his cash, pretty much. So we'll do that. We'll create 9 guns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And one of those was a free item. We've got a bit unlucky there, but that's still an item we crafted that didn't require components. As it's a legendary, it will ask for a confirmation, so selling them is a little slower, but the amount of profit you make from them just is ridiculous, so it doesn't really matter. And there we go. So if we really wanted to, as we know, this gun sells for a lot, we could make one more, because he still has a fair amount of money left. Most of the time you'll have almost cleared him out and you won't need to do this, but occasionally you can. So as we know, we're going to make 1,400. He's only 100 and odd away. We will just quickly go into his inventory and we will buy some legendary components to make up for the difference. And yep, and then we sell that. Oh, no we can't. I just lied, because it's 1,500. I completely got that amount wrong. And let's buy some more. Nope, I didn't buy enough again. Such excellent content I make on this channel. Let's just buy extra. There we go. And then we bought him out, and as you can see, we've not only made profit, but we also made enough materials to make much more guns, because I couldn't make any more before, and I still got enough left over to make more guns. So all you need to do is you just skip time. You don't need to move anywhere because you're outside. Best part about this, no fucking around, moving backwards and forwards. And once you're done, you just do the same. You buy all the epics and all the rares, and then you go back into your crafting. And if you really want to, like, this is the way I made the amount of money I had. I bought the maximum amount of components I could, and I just kept making weapons. I just made as many as I could until one of these crafting components ran out. So I'd have a huge stack of them and I wouldn't have to keep making them. Especially when you're making a lot of them free. And then you just go in and you clear him out of his money. You just sell them. And you wait 24 hours. Buying back out of his stock, and then start selling your excess guns that you could create before. And it's as simple as that. Just from messing around there without even paying attention, I've managed to make a lot of profit, and it's literally that simple. I hope this video helps you guys, and I hope you're all having a lot of fun, make lots of money, buy all the gear you want, and have a good time. Catch you next time, guys.